semi-technically inept, so this is like a whole new setup. Thank you so much for doing this. This is awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm so excited to talk to you guys. Having you for the takeover was seriously so much fun.
It was so great.
Yeah, it was fun.
So fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I figured today we could just let people get to know you a little bit better. So if you want to just start by introducing yourselves and then kind of giving us your elevator pitch and telling the people what you're all about.
All right. Well, we're SHYGODWIN.
Yeah,
I'm Lee Woods. I'm the singer, songwriter.
And I'm Jasmine Godwin. I'm the guitarist and producer,
composer, musician extraordinaire. The person who actually makes sure that we have music.
Thank you, flattered, but no.
It's true though. But so we're a grunge rock band. We're two queer women, and we started this band about a year ago, but we've known each other for about 10 years now, since college. So we just kind of, during the pandemic, we thought, like, why not use this as a chance to do what we've always wanted to do, which is make rock music. But I personally never had anybody who was interested in doing that. So
Same. It was great. We kind of just
connected on a musical level.
Yeah.
So we've been making music throughout the pandemic and just really trying to speak to our experiences, really just sort of, I guess my kind of cliche way of putting it is speaking truth to power, in a way of just trying to like get our message out of love and unity by just being open and honest about who we are and the experiences that we've had. And I think it's a unifying kind of factor because we've all been through a lot in our lives. So just to kind of be open about it and sing about it and rage about it sometimes is such a great connector. So that was sort of, I guess that's my elevator pitch.
That's a great elevator pitch. That's perfect. I think that sums it up perfectly.
Yeah.
I love it. So you guys formed during the pandemic?
Yeah.
Hey.
Like a year ago.
About a year ago. I think earlier you were saying it's been almost a year to date since we started. Originally, I was like, okay, I'm just going to do something solo. I'm going to try to just do like a rock pop kind of thing. I was super inspired by the Harry Styles connection. That I was super inspired because he was just making music that felt really honest. It just felt like, oh, this is what this person was supposed to be doing all along. And I think I just started feeling like I want to do that. I really want to do that. And I didn't want to drag anybody into this process of figuring that out. So I took time to kind of learn production, learn about songwriting. And then I was sending Jasmine things. I was sending friends of mine who are musicians, drummers, bass players. I was sending them things too, just to ask, like, what do you think? And then Jasmine was sort of like, let's just do this together. Like, I don't want to just lay down,
Yeah, because I've been making music for a while and just like trying to, I've made beats before and I've moved into more rock stuff because I grew up mostly on rock anyway. So it was kind of just like, it felt like a natural like home. So just going for it and just like, like it was great that you're amazing lyricist, amazing singer. It's like it just works, it just goes. So it's like let's go for it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Were you either of you in any bands before, or was it more just solo stuff?
Just solo. I grew up playing violin and piano, so I would play with I would play in classes and things with other people or like at school, but actually being in a band, I never thought it would happen. So it was kind of just a pipe dream of like, maybe I'll be in a band one day. Maybe when I retire, I can form a band. But it came sooner than I thought. So that worked out.
And I play like I used to play saxophone like as a kid. My dad is like a huge musician. He like plays the sax, the bass, the drums. He like plays a bunch of instruments. So he being a musician was like kind of like the household thing, and he got us into playing, and I learned how to play like in the church too, just like growing up having to go to church and just be like, all right, I'll play, like learn how to play as like we go. And I got into the guitar just like I was more into rock and I just wanted to like I just wanted to play what I was listening to. So kind of taught myself how to play guitar in like high school, like end of high school and going into college. Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of just like, yeah, it just came out of
hoping a band would come.
Yeah, hoping a band would
come out of that somewhere.
Yeah.
Obviously it was meant to be. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that you guys have only been together for that long, just because I feel like you really have your shit together. Like everything you put out is so impressive. But obviously you were all working on it on your own, like making sure you were getting feedback and everything. So that's great.
Yeah. No, it was exciting to kind of just go for it. I personally felt like everything I had been doing was sort of leading up to it. Like I was working as a journalist. I learned a lot about editing along the way. So even just making visuals for the stuff that we were doing was just, I don't know, it came so naturally. So yeah, I think like everything just was working toward it. And then once we sort of got together, it was just like, okay, all the pieces are here. Let's just go for it. So yeah, I think it just came together.
Yeah, it pieced together very well. Yeah. So I love the name. Where did that come from? How did you come up with that?
Well, Godwin is like my mother's maiden name, and I love it. It just it speaks to me. Like, and I called Shy a lot, so it was kind of like a reclamation of the word, if you will, I guess. I'm just like, yeah, this is definitely not like, yeah, doing what you love and like going for it all the way. It's definitely not like a shy thing. Right. And our music definitely isn't shy. Yeah, we're definitely like in your face. So yeah, it just worked. It just flowed really well. So I pitched it. Yeah.
The original, well, I really wanted to be called Barbara. Yeah. I don't know why. I just like the name Barbara. That was cool. I like Barbara.
I know.
It for about, I think, like a month. And then Little Sister came up too, because we were both
little sisters.
Yeah. It was like, okay, maybe Little Sister. And then once Jasmine sort of pitched SHYGODWIN, I was like, that's it. It just feels right. And I like that it doesn't really have anything to do with me, because I think oftentimes, like, I don't know, people just assume that the front person is sort of the center of the band. So it kind of felt like a kind of Van Halen sort of nod, where it's like, you know, it's her family, her maternal like name, but then she's the lead guitarist and also kind of producing and composing all the music. So I don't know, it felt cool. Like it felt sort of like a rock kind of thing, you know, to do. So I thought it was awesome.
Oh, that's cool. That's epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that, because it doesn't fully center it on the lead singer, where a lot of times it does. So that was a good move, and it sounds awesome. But your other ones were great too, but I think you picked the right one.
Right.
So we are chatting because you're getting ready to release a new song in just a few days.
So exciting.
Do you kind of want to talk about that and your inspiration behind the new song?
Yeah.
It's called PSYCHOLOGY, and it was kind of just, I don't know, like inspiration was coming from like just like a crazy environment, like a crazy like lodgings, like crazy like living situation, in a way of just like, I don't know, just going through some some like deep stuff, you know, and like and like being stuck at home and like having to deal with it, and like, you know, just kind of like, I don't know, trying to do what everybody says to do kind of thing, and kind of fight against that. It's like, no, that doesn't work for me. I'm trying to go my own way and figure out my own self in this whole world and stuff. What about you?
I think it was it spoke to kind of like the idea of like commodifying mental health, and especially with this month being Mental Health Awareness Month, it felt like, okay, this is a really good, interesting time to maybe do something that like helps getting us talking about things. Because I think in our first release it was really great, because it was very like in your face in a way of like, this is exactly what we're talking about. And I think this song was kind of fun because it was a little bit more, not cryptic necessarily, but it just wasn't as obvious, you know. And I think oftentimes that's like the cycle of abuse, is that it's not always obvious. It's not always something, and even just our mental state is not something that we're always acutely aware of.
Yeah,
you know,
brains are just trying to
make sense of things,
survive and get through it, just like
exactly. And then the idea that you start to feel like, well, maybe I am the problem. Maybe what everybody's saying is right. Maybe I am the reason why all of these crazy things are happening. And I think that sort of call and response of like, you know, fix me. Like, what is it that I need to do to be right? Like, tell me how I'm supposed to be, train me, like, almost like feeling infantile in that way of like, I'm back in a situation where I'm not in control, and I have to figure out how to adapt, when in reality, it's like, yeah, you're not the problem. Gaslighters are assholes. You're not the issue. But yeah, that was sort of the inspiration, I guess, behind it. And then listening to a lot of Nirvana, especially About a Girl. I love that song, and I just love that it's very 50s, 60s sort of referenced, but it's not so heavily so that you're like, is this a Beatles song or is this Nirvana? I like playing with that, you know, like making something that feels sort of up, but then when you really listen to it, it's like, well, what are they talking about? Like,
right.
Yeah. We also were able to work with this company, Picture Start, and they helped us with the finishing funds for everything. And it was exciting to work with someone, finally, somebody to like believe in us and want to help us out and really allow us to just sort of be creative. It was just, really exciting. So yeah, it was just lots of inspiration coming from there. lots of stuff, lots of mental stuff.
For your first release, did you do everything yourself? Everything.
We're very DIY. And even with the help of other people, we've really just kind of been a team of two for mostly everything. So we have a video coming out as well as the song, and the video was just the two of us shooting
on a green screen.
Nice. So it was fun. It's fun. I think that's the fun part of it, that it's just us and we get to do whatever we want. And this song really feels like really, really us. So it's a nice way of just sort of being like, hey, like, this is us. I don't know. It's just, it feels really, really like us. Yeah. Not that the first really didn't, but this one is just, the song is, I just really love, this is my favorite song. And we have a bunch of, I know like all the artists out in the world will understand, you have like, you know, a canon worth of songs just waiting to be released. So of the stuff that we have right now, this is just by far my favorite song, because it's just, I just love it. I think it just really encapsulates my experiences in the last few years with family, with myself. It's just,
listening to it, I think it's relatable, and you can kind of, you know, interpret it however you like. But I think just with this past year, with, you know, people staying in and like finding time to reflect and look back at like different relationships and how those have evolved, I think it's like great timing for this song to come out
here.
That's
awesome. So is the music video coming out the same day the song releases, or when does that come out?
So we decided, instead of a Sunday release, we're going to go for June 2nd, and the video is going to come out the same day as the song. So we're super excited.
So excited.
Yes. We just finished editing the video today. So it's very there. It's very different. It's a lot different from our first music video for sure. And we're lucky to have a lot of friends who work in film who are doing us some super solids to get like a beautiful video done for the first song. So this one, it definitely feels like, okay, this is us, working in our kind of garage studio space and really making like a DIY video. So
I love that you guys you know, work out of a garage. How very grunge of you.
We'll have neighbors pass by and they're like, are you a tech company? Are you a startup? Because I want my neighborhood to have a startup. Sorry, we're not Amazon, but
I think I'd rather have you guys as my neighbors than Amazon, but
agree.
That is too funny. you kind of touched on Nirvana, but what are some other artists that you kind of find inspiration from?
I love Tina Turner. I just recently watched her documentary, and yeah, I feel so much connection with her, and just her voice and her story. It's just everything, and just her powerful stage presence. I mean, the fact that like when you listen to her records and then you listen to her live concerts, it's just like, it's not night and day necessarily, but it's just like, it's so powerful just hearing her live. And that's something that I really have been excited to do, because we've been together during this pandemic. We haven't gotten a chance to really perform for an audience. We've been doing a lot of like virtual stuff. Yeah. So I'm excited to just like go out and really put the feeling in there and just like make Tina proud.
Yes.
She's like a huge influence on me. Like, I mean, growing up, I listened to like Fall Out Boy and The Killers, and like, you know, just a lot of indie rock stuff that was popular at the time. And then going through like a rock discovery phase, of course, you hit Nirvana and Alice in Chains and Hole. And at the time, I think when I would listen to those bands, I got the feeling, but I didn't really understand like a lot. So in revisiting them recently, it's just been really exciting to kind of put that energy into our music, because it's like, this is exactly how I'm feeling. This is exactly what, you know, it's just, yeah. So obviously the usual suspects, but you know, Mama Tina, she's
yeah. She's a standout.
I'm a big Jimi Hendrix fan. Like he's like the ultimate, like he's awesome. It's just like, he's just great. Yeah. And I guess like more of what I'm listening to now is like, or no, not, I guess like growing up, I was listening to a lot of like Paramore and like Amorosa.
Emo.
It's just like
we all had those days.
And A Day to Remember, I was like into, and like H2O and like
Mark Tremonti.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. He's like guitar god. It's amazing. Yes. Like Alter Bridge. Creed really got me into that. But then just like, it's just Creed, the whole band of Creed, and like with another singer. So it's like awesome. Great. It works.
Yeah.
But that's kind of
the big nice range.
Yeah. Come on, everybody.
Yeah. I love how you talked about like revisiting people like Nirvana and all those, and you know, finding a new appreciation for them, because I feel like people can be like, oh, you weren't obsessed with Nirvana from the get-go. Like it's okay to like rediscover artists and get into them at a later time, because you'll you know, things you've gone through, you'll I cannot think of the word, I lost my train of thought, but you get what I'm saying.
No, but you're right though about that, like about revisiting things. It's just so funny how that works too. Like the feeling is still there. The feeling is still so raw, but it's just the understanding of like, this is actually what I'm going through. I knew that I felt this. It is exciting to revisit it, and it gets you like even more hype. I remember seeing Spotify sent us a notification, and it was like, you seem to like Nirvana. Follow them so you can see when they're going to be playing live. It's like, man.
Oh God. Spotify.
If only.
Oh, no kidding. Wow. So if you could collab or go on tour with someone, who would it be?
Nova Twins, definitely.
I was gonna say,
yes, they are amazing.
They're so awesome. I love that they have like this kind of industrial sort of sound too. That's really cool. Like a kind of 9 Inch Nails undertone. That's really awesome. So I think the mix of SHYGODWIN and Nova Twins would be a really awesome concert. Cool.
That would be a killer tour. I for that.
So much energy.
No kidding. I was gonna say, when you guys did the takeover for Bandit, I felt like you had so much energy on and off the stage. So I'm really excited for when that day comes when you do get to do live shows, because I feel like it's gonna be epic.
Yes, I'm so excited. Yeah. We're gonna go live on Instagram for the release day of the song and the video, but having an audience and getting to interact is gonna be so exciting. So yes. Sooner rather than later.
Yes. We are ready when you are.
No, I'm so excited. It's just been, everything's just been so great though. Like, I'm just so grateful that even in such a crazy time around the world that we've been able to
really just like
just go for it. Just go for it. Really, it's been like really exciting. So we appreciate like everybody who's just been like adding fuel to the fire in a way. It's like, I feel so revved up. I'm very excited about everything.
Super hyped.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's been like a good time for you to really hone in on what you're doing, and awesome. Is there anything else that you're working on or want to share with the audience?
Just continuing to push this song out there, complacency as well, and we're making more music and trying to get it out as fast as we can. So it's just a stay tuned kind of thing.
Sweet. I'm excited to see what you guys do, and I'm super stoked for this release and to see the video, because your first video was awesome, and it sounds like you like this one even more, so I'm pumped to see it.
It's definitely fun.
Well, awesome. Thank you for talking with us today, and hopefully we'll see you back for your next release.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Thank you.